Hi crafters, this is Georgia Lane with Creative Moments by G. So happy you could join us today. We are going to be working with Stampin' Up's Yummy Christmas. Now when we first got this, we weren't exactly sure what we were going to do. But once we started working with it, the ideas that we came up with are so cute. So let's head over to the crafting table and let's get started. So the stamp set we're going to use today is called Yummy Christmas, and it's on page 23 of Stampin' Up's holiday brochure. So you can find it there, and it's only $16, and you get all these stamps. The first item we're going to make is very similar to the card that they show. And what you need to do is you need to have a card base. The card base is 4.5 by 11, scored at 5.5. And then you're going to need a mat for the outside. And we have cut this mat 5 1/4 by 4. And then on the inside, because it's red, we're going to also put a mat, and that is the same size. It's 4 by 5 1/4. So it's going to be set up like that. Now, what I did is I took a piece of paper and I took the stamp set and I just went ahead and I stamped a bunch of the stamps that I needed onto one page. And that way I could just put them in my die cut and I could cut them all out at once. So we're just going to stamp our gingerbread house. We're going to push down really hard so we get good contact and a good dark image. And then next we needed our little holly. So we're going to stamp our holly in shaded spruce. And we're going to stamp a couple of those. Okay. Just keep them close so we don't waste too much paper. And then, of course, we need some trees. So we're going to take a smaller block. It's easier to work with. We're going to stamp a few trees. Just in case you might need some more. Okay, got our trees. Now we need to stamp some little peppermints. We're going to get that off, put that on our block. Just stamp, get a couple of those going. And I like putting it all on one page because then you can just start cutting it all out together when you're working with your die cutting machine. So we're going to wipe that off and put it back on our sheet so we don't lose it. And we'll move that to the side. Now, I'm going to go to my die cutting machine and I'm going to die cut these out. So I've cut out the items that we need, but first I'm going to go ahead and create this card and get it taped down. So we're going to use a tape runner and we're going to just put some tape on the back side of our designer series paper. And this is the designer series paper that's called Wrapped in Plaid. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. So pretty. So there we have it. And we'll go ahead and we will put our inside card down. We're going to use our silicone mat so we don't get any on this pretty table. We're going to put that down. And remember, the tape runner is less forgiving, so make sure you get it down exactly where you want it. So we have the base of our card done. We have our mat, top mat, and our inside mat. And let me show you what I have done. Can you see how cute this is? what we've done is we've just colored the inside. We have used the Nouveau crystal drops to put over the coloring. This is clear. And then we've also used the Nouveau white. It dries white for our snow. Isn't that cute? Well, we are going to use dimensionals to put this up on our card base. And I didn't want to take time and color this on video because we have 3 projects that we're going to be working with today. And I think you're really going to like each one of them. And you will see how versatile this stamp set really is. So we're going to get this exactly right in the middle, about right there. Okay, and then we have stamped our wishing you a yummy Christmas. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, I think I want to stamp a holly on there to make it, to give it some added dimension. So we're going to go back to our shaded spruce. And we're just going to, ever so lightly, it's just going to stamp off just a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, then we're going to put it over here. Just a little bit. Okay, and I will be coloring I'm going to use our light cherry cobbler for our little berries. And I'm going to use our granny apple green for our leaves. Okay, and I'm going to sparkle these up just a little bit with a glitter pen, and you just squeeze it and it comes out. And you know what's great about these glitter pens is that it really does intensify the color. So you can see that it intensifies it. And then also see how we just did some stitching around this message with the black pen. I think that really added to it. And we are just going to put this about right there. Okay, so we're going to set it up on dimensionals as well. I'm just going to put 2, 1 on either side. We are going to set this up. And there we have the front. Oh my goodness, isn't that cute? Now we want to go ahead and add a little something on the front, on the inside of our card. And inside the stamp set, they have these scalloped edges. So I think we will do some green because we already have red. So we're just going to put this right here at the top. Okay, and then we're going to add our holly over on the side because we always want to have a little something. We're going to come back in with a dark cherry cobbler. We're going to color in. Just going to color in and leave a little bit because we're going to come back in with our light. And we're going to do a little bit of highlights. This is our light cherry cobbler. And we're going to come back in with our granny apple green. We're just going to put a few highlights on this one, just to give it a little bit of a highlight. Okay, and we have our first project. Very easy to do. Cute little card. So let's move on to our next project. Look at this cute little candy wrapper that we came up with. So easy to make, and I think it would be so cute on a Christmas table or sitting around on your table as you have your parties. Wishing you a yummy Christmas. And what you're going to need for this is you're going to need to cut a piece of white cardstock 2 by 3 3/4. So I've cut one 2 by 3 3/4, and as you can see, it's going to wrap around like this, just like this. So you need to decide where you're going to be stamping it. So we'll stamp our message here, and then whatever space we have left, we'll just put our little holly. So it's about even. So first we're going to stamp wishing you and we're going to stamp that in green. So let's just see how that looks. There we go. And try it one more time. Okay. We know we need it about right here. Get good contact. Okay. And then we're going to take the word yummy, close up our stamp pads so they don't dry out on us. And isn't this cute? It just goes on the inside of your word, of your other sentiments. So cute. What a great idea. Isn't that cute? Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take our holly again, and we're going to do it, stamp it in green. And there we have it. I'm going to close this up. We're going to color again using our dark cherry cobbler. And I'm leaving a little spot so I can go in with the light cherry cobbler and just highlight a little bit. Okay. Next, we're going to go in with our dark granny apple green. And then we're going to come back in with our light granny apple green. Super easy. We're going to go in and add our sparkle because I love sparkle. We're going to use some tape, and we're going to tape it on our candy. Just take this wrapper, fold it over, put a piece of tape on it, and there you have it. Wishing you a yummy Christmas. How cute is that? Very easy, makes a statement. You could make these, you could even put a name tag on it as a table favor. Okay, we've created our second project. using this wonderful stamp set, Yummy Christmas. Let's move on to our final project. And for this one, you'll need to cut out your gingerbread, of course. You'll need to cut out because we're going to need to have a box on this particular one. So you're going to have to cut out a piece of paper. And you can just take a half a sheet of paper, and what you need is you need a 5-inch square. So we are going to cut a 5-inch square using our new trimmer. Love this trimmer, by the way. Have you ordered yours yet? It's like slicing through butter. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this 5x5 square and you're going to score it 1.5 by 3.5 on all sides. So 1.5, 3.5. You're going to turn it and you're going to score it 1.5, 3.5. Now when you look at it, you're going to see that you have the score lines. See, we have all the score lines. What you can do is go ahead and just fold all the score lines so that you can kind of get a visual of your box. This is the box that's going to go behind the gingerbread house to create this cute little candy box that you can put some candy in it. So we have everything scored. We're going to cut some areas. Now, we've talked about this before in making boxes, but when you miter the edges, that way you don't have so much bulk when you fold the corners in to create your box. So what I would recommend you do, what you can do is just cut on this score line and then go in and miter and you know, cut the area out again. But what if you did this? What if you used the score line and you just cut a little triangle up to that line, go to the other side to where your score line's in the middle, and you just cut it out. That way you really only have to make this one cut on this area. So we just go and we form a little triangle and we cut. And we are placing our score line right in the middle. Let me show you again. So turn it over. And here's the score line. And I'm just going to go to the right of the score line and angle it in like a triangle. And then I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to angle it in like a triangle. And it just cuts it out. We're going to do it one more time. Go to the right side, angle it in, go to the left side, always keeping your score line in the middle. And then you have your cute little triangles cut out. And you don't have so much bulk when you go to put your box together. Now look at how the box goes together. This is all we have to do, right? So we just have to put our glue on the sides that we need. So turn it over and you're going to put glue on these two tabs. I'm going to get my silicone mat. So I'm just going to use the tape runner and I'm just going to run some tape there and then also run some tape down here. Give me enough tape so that it gives me a strong hold. And then we just fold it in, line it up, fold it in, turn it to the other side. And look, we have our cute little candy box. Isn't that cute? Now remember I said you're working with this stamp set, so you've already cut out and colored your little gingerbread houses, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this to the front, and notice you only need about halfway up. So we're going to take our tape runner again, and we are going to just put it right on the top. And center it. Okay, there's the front. You have to have it on the back as well. There we have it. Now, you might want a message on the side. So we have created this message. You could always put the message right there and put it on little dimensionals if you wanted to. You could also put a Christmas tree on the side if you wanted to put a couple Christmas trees. You could do that as well, just to decorate it. You could also put some holly if you wanted to put holly on the side. There's so many things you can do to decorate this. What do you think? Don't you think this is adorable? Now look at the candy that we put in here. We put little mini candy bars. So you could get little mini chocolate bars. You can fit about 4 in there. Isn't that cute? So cute. So we have created our 3 projects. First, we created our card. Isn't that adorable? Put your message in here. Very easy. Something you could also have your kids do. Sit down and color these gingerbread houses. They would love that. And what about this yummy candy bar cover? That would look great on your table. And then surprise your child. How about putting this in their lunchbox? Wouldn't that be cute as a little surprise? I just think this stamp set turned out so much cuter than I originally thought. I'm so pleased with it. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description below with all the project measurements. Well, thanks again for watching, and remember, I'm wishing you a sunflower day.